How's it going, everybody? It's your man, the legend, Cesar Marin, here to help you guys get paid on this beautiful Wednesday. All right. So, we've got some awesome stuff going on for you guys today on Legendary Sports Show. We're going to go ahead and talk about um, MLB, and we got UFC fights coming up. That's right, y'all. UFC fights. So, here we go. All right. First up, let's go ahead and start off with this earlier game. We got all right, cool. Next up, we've got some props going on for you guys. We got this one that's active right now, and we're waiting for my man Bogerts to go ahead and get us a hit. That's what we need to have happen. But yeah, let me just go ahead and talk about the matchups we got today. There's 5 MLB games going on. So you got a 12 o'clock game, a 1 o'clock game, a 3 o'clock game, which is the Rays versus Toronto, and then you've got this 5 o'clock game, Arizona versus St. Louis. So currently we've got these props in for all of them except for that last game. So this one that you're seeing right now is for this 12 o'clock game. We have Machado, Bergertz, and Harris to get hits, along with my man Chris Sale to get at least 4Ks. That's what we got going on there. So hey, cheers to everybody. It's hot outside. Got my daughter over here, little lemonade stand in the shade. Ruby, say hi. Hi. So that's what we got going on over there. So just chilling, man. Like I said, it's summer days. We got money to make. So here on Legendary Sports, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about and break down these games coming up. So that was that first one. Then we got this 1 o'clock game, Minnesota versus Cleveland. So for this Minnesota versus Cleveland game, I got Bradley for 4 to 5Ks, Williams for 4 to 5Ks. I got DeLauder for a hit, Quan for a hit, Buxton for a hit, Jeffers for a hit, and Bell for a hit. All right. So give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and just check the audio real quick. Make sure the audio is going good. And yeah, give me 1 second. All right. So just test 1 2, test 1 2 on the audio. So just test 1 2, test 1 2 on the audio. All right, we're good to go, baby. All right, let me get my glasses. Coming back into this thing. Hold on. All right, baby. Back in action. Here we go. So, like I was saying earlier, we got these games that we got coming on. All right. All right. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Back in this. Hey, how you doing? You made it. You made it to the show. All right, cool. So we got the 1 o'clock game that we're talking about. We said Taj Bradley for the Taj Bradley 4 to 5Ks, Williams 4 to 5Ks, DeLauder, we got him for a hit. We got Stephen Kwan for a hit. We got Buxton for a hit, Jeffers for a hit, and Bell for a hit. All right. Moving on to this 3 o'clock game. That's the Tampa Bay Rays versus Toronto Blue Jays. We've got look, man, I'm just gonna be honest with you. These pitching matchup, it might be a little shaky. We got Seymour for 3Ks possibly, and Bieber for 3Ks possibly. I'm gonna focus more on the hitting aspect for this one. We got Clement, Kirk, Caminero, Fortes, and Walls all for hits. Now, not all of them are going to be starting today. You'll see here with this player matchup that I put up. I recognize that. And then moving on to the last game, not the last game, but the last game I had on the slip was this Arizona versus St. Louis matchup. We got Fadat for 3Ks, McGreevy for 3Ks, and we got Burleson for a hit, Moreno for a hit, and Vargas for a hit. So what does that look like? Well, that looks like this. So if you want to add them on there, we got this one right here for this next game up. Oops, that's me. There you go. All right. So this is that one right there where we got Gavin Williams. This is that 1 o'clock game. They didn't have they had Taj Bradley. So I got them both for 4Ks. Quan for a hit, Bell for a hit, Buxton for a hit, Jeffers for a hit, Delata for a hit. All right, so that's something to be mindful of. And that one's actually on right now. It's 1:30. So that one should be tracking pretty good. All right. And then for later tonight, all we did was we just combined the other ones here on this one right here. So all those guys that we talked about for the hits and everything like that, we went ahead and just put them on one slip. And that's what it looks like right there. So, yeah. That's what we got there for that 5 o'clock game and for that 3 o'clock game. Now, let's go ahead and talk about UFC action, y'all. That's right. These UFC fights are going to be wild. Okay? Yeah. So we're going to run through these here in a second. Put that right here so everybody can see. And then we got, let me put this one right here. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Put this right here in the corner. All right. All right, cool. All right, y'all. So here we go. This matchup that we got, we're going to just run through this card real quick on what we got for who we got. So starting off with that prelim matchup, we got Gibson versus Hussein. Oh, you got Chewy in the picture. Chewy. Oh, there's my Chewy baby right here. Chewy, say hi to the folks. So, like I said, we're out here today doing an outdoor studio. My daughter wanted to do a lemonade stand, so that's what we're doing right now. As you can see, it is hot. Like there is no shadows out there. It is hot. So that's what we're doing. Hanging out, chilling, lemonade stand. I don't know what Chewy's doing, but hey. So right now we're going to jump into these UFC fights. It's going to be a pretty interesting card. I had to get my lemonade from the lemonade girl. So, anyways, it's Abu Dhabi fight, which means a couple things. Number one, there's not going to be any women on the card. They don't let women fight in Abu Dhabi. All right. Number two, it's going to be early, like really early, like football in London early. All right. So yeah, that's what we're here doing on Legendary Sports Show, just helping y'all out, giving you guys some props and predictions for these UFC fights. All right. So now, normally what I do is I do a show with my man Utica over on Bros Talk MMA on Fights Not to Finish. I am going to cover some of the fights that I have here not to finish on my show today. But make sure you check my man out. Him and his brother and his co-host Darren T. They do an awesome show, Bros Talk MMA. They go way more in depth than I will. And they got awesome knowledge on the subject. So please make sure you check them out tonight. Yeah. All right. Moving on. So first one, we got Gibson versus Hussein. Now, a lot of people are calling this fight not to finish. I don't know about that one. I am going to take Hussein in this one. I feel like he's a little bit more live than Gibson. And, yeah, some people are calling for a knockout on Hussein's part. I didn't really see that. When I looked at his stats, when I looked at his numbers, I didn't really necessarily see that he was a knockout threat. But, you know, hey, there's way more smarter people than me out there. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. So it is what it is. Anyways, moving on to the next fight. If you're looking on here, following it along, next up we got Davis versus Aliv. I'm going to go ahead and take Aliv in this one. I feel like Aliv is the stronger fighter. I feel like Aliv is going to take him to the distance. Do I think that it's going to be a knockout? No, I don't think it's going to be a knockout at all. Again, we're talking about lightweights here. The majority of their fights have been through decision. But yeah, I feel like Aliv is going to go ahead and take this one handedly. He's the younger fighter by 8 years. And because of that, again, the majority of his fights have all gone to decision. If anything, I was going to take this one. I'd probably take this one over 1.5 rounds, maybe to go into the third round. Okay. Next one. Oof, this is going to be a nice one. We got Ribeiro versus, I can't even say the man's name. Yeah. So we got Ribeiro versus Turkulov, I think is what it's called. And yeah, man, I'm taking Ribeiro in this one. I'm sorry, I'm saying Tukulov in this one. I feel like Ribeiro is going to get slept. Tuchalov or Tukulov, whatever you want to call his name is, he's 6-0 by straight finishes. Ribeiro, he's the Brazilian in this one. He's going to be older by 3 years. He ain't got it. Ribeiro don't got that dog in him. It's been a while since he had a win by knockout. I'm taking this one as a banger, not to finish. Tukulov. Now, if Ribeiro goes ahead and surprises me, hey, that's why we take him not to finish, baby. All right. Moving on, we got Bonfim versus Sola. All right, Ismail Bonfim versus Axel Sola. Now, Ismail Bonfim is the older by 2 years. You got Axel Sola. I'm taking Axel Sola. He fights out of Southpaw. Yeah, give me Axel Sola. I'm taking this one not to finish. I feel like Sola's going to get him by KO, or it could be by submission. He has finishes by both. But, yeah, I'm taking my man Sola to knock this dude out. That's what I'm taking. Moving on. Next up, we got Thomas the Train Patterson. No, that's Peterson. My bad. We got Patterson versus Ponzebo. This is going to be a stand and bang fight. I don't feel like there's necessarily going to be one person who's stronger than the other one. Obviously, I took Patterson in this one, but I feel like this one is going to be a not to finish fight. I would add this on the not to finish parlay and feel very, very safe about it because, again, these guys are both throwing haymakers and dynamite in their hands. Yeah, moving on. We got Jacoby versus Said. Jacoby's gonna mop the floor with this guy. Okay, Jacoby that's one right there. Yep, Jacoby. We're taking him not to finish to win by TKO. I just feel like Jacoby is the more seasoned fighter out of Said. I think Said is making his debut. Let's double check real quick. Now, Dustin Jacoby is the older fighter by 8 years. I will say that with a little bit of caution. And dang, Muhammad Said is he's a brawler, man. But again, he hasn't fought UFC opponents. The majority of his fights have been against has-beens at the local JCC. Well, they don't have JCCs in Russia, but they he's been knocking dudes out. But yeah, I feel like this one's not going to finish. Add this one up to the not to finish parlay. Now, if Said goes ahead and surprises me and knocks Dustin Jacoby out, that's great. That's what happens. You know, that's why we pick these fights not to finish. But I feel like Dustin Jacoby should get this one done. Either way, this one's not going to go to distance. Moving on. Now we've got my man Walker versus Patterson. Now, the thing about Walker is he comes out to the pressers wearing an ankle around his neck. Why? Because that's what he does. He gets his subs by submission. Ankle picks. That's what he gets. So I'm taking him to get another ankle. Walter Walker to get another ankle. I'm going to put this one not to finish. I feel like Thomas the Train Peterson, he's a great grappler. He's got amazing hands. But I feel like he's going to want to try to take this one down to the ground. And once he goes down to the ground, it could be a wrestling match. And that's where Walter Walker is good. He's gotten about 5 wins just through that submission. So is he going to go looking for it? Absolutely. Does he know this guy's game? Yes. He's going to try to take him down. Once he takes him down, he's going to go for that ankle. He's going to grab that leg. He's going to make something happen. All right. So we're taking that one not to finish. So far, what we got for not to finish fights are Tukulov versus Ribeiro, Patterson versus Ponzebo, Jacoby versus Said, and Walker versus Peterson. Right there, that's 4. That's 4 not to finish fights. Okay? Moving on. We got Abdubakar Vagayev versus, I can't even say this man's name, Izagavameyev. Yeah, give me Ismagavmeyev by over 1.5 rounds. I feel like this one's going to go the distance. I feel like it's going to make some traction. Yeah, I feel like Ismaev is going to make it happen. He's 22-3. He's not. He doesn't win by knockout. He doesn't win by submission. He wins by decision. So I feel like this one's going to go over 1.5 rounds. Moving on, we've got Kuniev versus Fortune. This one's kind of tough to pick as far as like decision or knockout. I'm taking Kuniev here to win only because I feel like he has more experience in the octagon versus somebody like Tyrell Fortune. Tyrell Fortune is fighting on the second fight. Kuniev is on his third fight, I believe. And yeah, man, I'm not sold that this one's going to go. It's not going to go the distance. I have a feeling like this one may go over 1.5 rounds to 2 rounds. I don't see these guys being knockout threats to each other. I feel like they're going to just kind of work the body and look for that submission. All right. But they may not find it because, again, this is a heavyweight fight, and they get sloppy and, like, sweaty. Yeah, so moving on. We got Choco versus Respecki. I'm taking Magomed Zanakov or Choco to win, not necessarily by submission, even though he does come out of that Dagestani camp. I'm going to take him to win via decision, possibly. But he's going to take the win, man. I don't know how he's going to get it. He's going to get it. All right. Otherwise, he's going to have to walk all the way back to Dagestan. All right, next fight up, we got Islam Dulatov versus Wellington Thurman. This was a tough one, man. I feel like this one's not going to finish. Although Dulatov is a beast, Thurman doesn't really get knocked out. He gets subbed, but he doesn't really get knocked out. So I'm going to take Dulatov in this one. I'm not necessarily sure or sold on this one if it's not going to finish or not. But let me see. Let me look at this thing real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. If you want to bring that pitcher of lemonade inside, just bring it inside and put it in the fridge. Okay. Hey, pour me a little bit of lemonade in here. Good? Yep, that's good. Thank you so much. Ice cold lemonade. Support your local lemonade stand. Okay. Moving on. So yeah, man. I mean, Dulatov, all of his wins are been through finish. Either 8 TKOs, 4 subs. He got his first TKO in a contender series in the UFC, and then he got a second one. So I mean, there's a possibility. But again, when you look at his opponent, now when you're picking these fights not to finish, you want to make sure that it's not just a one-sided affair. We only have one person, and they can get neutralized. So when we look at this guy Wellington, Wellington Thurman, he doesn't really get finished, man. Like, he gets subbed, lost by unanimous decision, lost by decision, sub, he lost by KO. So, I mean, could he get knocked out? Absolutely. The last time he got knocked out was 2021 and 2020. Maybe he just ain't found the right dude. Maybe Dulatov is the right dude. I don't know. But the jury's still out on that one. I'm kind of hesitant to take that one. If anything, I'd probably take it to make it to the second round. Probably do something like that. I don't know. Let's see. How Dulatov's knocking these dudes. Damn, Dulatov's knocking these dudes out the first round. I don't know, man. I'm staying away from that one. Moving on to the next fight. We got Steve Erceg versus Temirov. Give me Erceg, man. Erceg is a seasoned vet. Let's go. What are we even doing here? Give me Erceg. Win. Over 1.5 rounds. And then that takes us to the main event. We got Ankalaev versus Guskov. Give me Ankalaev. I don't even know what we're doing. Magomed is going to win. Okay? Now, is he going to win by finish? No, probably not. He might win by decision. I'm just saying. But that's it. That's what I got. Make sure you check out my boys later tonight over on the Bros Talk MMA. I got your baseball picks in. We're probably going to do some WNBA tomorrow because they got WNBA coming back. We did really well last week on Fights Not to Finish. So yeah, man. Till next time, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out the Etsy shop, Legendary Merch Shack. Yeah, man. Chewy, you got anything for these boys? Holla at them, Chewy. All right. Till the next time, we out.